I could see that. Oh, we were in the middle of exploration. Well, look at that. Hello, small child. Also, I forgot that we're a butler now. So, there's that. Hi, Hero. Where is Cat? Cat has ascended. Cat is getting food. This is our church route playthrough. So we're playing Male Byleth and doing church route, and as supporting Rhea, this is the cursed route. Cat and I are doing Golden Deer together, and we're doing that on Wednesdays. The butler suit. Look at this. Look at this towel. How does this work? Explain this to me. You only recently started liking them, but you became lactose intolerant. Well, that sucks. I feel like that's becoming more and more of a thing for people. It seems like a lot of people are developing lactose intolerance.
I've grown weary and impatient. These past 5 years, my hands have been bound. But now, I can finally take action with a clear goal. I'm grateful to you and to everyone.
And that goal is?
Down with the Empire. Surely peace will soon follow if the Empire is overthrown. Then my parents can finally find peace themselves.
I mean, I feel like Lysithea would more likely side with Edelgard just because of her personality and their similar situations. But, I mean, obviously, you know, everybody is loyal to me. Gumlad, Butler, MD.
The promise was made 5 years ago, but I must say I'm
Linhart, you have a book strapped to your ass. Can we just talk about that?
I only showed up because I hope to see you again, Professor. I've been with my family in the Empire until recently. I admit to feeling a little guilty betraying Her Majesty, but only a little. Now that we're all together again, I suppose the fighting will begin soon.
Look at this. That book is strapped to his ass. I was like, what do you mean awful route? Oh god, it's Silver Snow. See? The title was accurate. It's kind of funny how many people have come in and they're like, what do you mean awful route? And then they're like, oh yeah, it's the church route, okay.
I don't know anything about rebuilding, but I can sure do my best to clean up the mess. I'm gonna keep Lady Rhea's room spotless, so she can use it right away whenever she gets back. You gotta find her, Professor. You just gotta.
He is not gonna date you, boy. Even if I do find her. Also, he sounds exactly the same. How old is he? How old is Cyril? I'm curious. He's 20? Yeah, right.
Really?
I don't believe that. But okay. Ah, Ferd.
I have lost my dominion.
Glorious
My
hair.
nobility may seem like nothing more than a title, but I will never lose my noble heart.
Okay,
I
Ferd.
will stop Edelgard, even if it costs me my life. I have turned my blade against her now. I cannot go back on that decision. Professor, do you think I chose the wrong path?
Yes. We all chose the wrong path. Not at all.
Right.
Oh, I thought he was gonna like it. Well, fine, Ferd. Lacious, yes. Book-strapped ass, a knowledgeable asswipe. Booty smarts.
Well,
He's got some junk in the trunk. Hi, Animan. You look exactly the same and you're wearing the same clothes, which is very strange.
Thankfully, it appears the records and equipment I need for my research have not been damaged. I am most curious, though. You say you were asleep for 5 whole years. Incredible. Perhaps this is another effect of your crest. I do look forward to investigating you in greater detail.
I'll bet you do. We can talk about that.
Wonderful news. I am most excited to begin. We must find the time, of course.
As someone legit playing Crimson Flower right now, I agree we all chose wrong.
Professor?
I'll see you later, Suit Gomez. Thanks for hanging out. We will do Crimson Flower again. Someday.
My professor, you haven't changed a bit. At your age, I'd expect your whole demeanor to have changed greatly over 5 years. Though, I suppose I haven't changed either, right? Thank you for noticing, by the way. Ah, just the two of us, forever young. Oh, let me have my fun.
That is not what she says to female Violet. Can we just talk about that? Hello.
With the return of its knights, Garrick Mach is finally coming back to life.
Manuela breaking the
Church of
fourth
Seiros
wall.
will follow you from now on, but please do not abandon the search for Lady Rhea.
Alright.
Thank you. I know the battles ahead will be dire, but we will support you with all our strength. I have something to ask of you.
I have something to ask you. I need some crayfish and an onion. Okay, Sedith. There you
Well
go.
done. You have my thanks.
I just had those in my pocket. Thanks for the gold.
With the return of
It is gonna take so long to get to an S rank. These are my feelings.
I am.
Specifically crayfish and an onion, but don't ask why. Man, Kat would have loved to have heard that flirting. She would have been all for it. Oh, maybe Mom can teach us Faith. I don't actually know, though. We might be at a higher level than her. Oh my god, look at, there's like 57 supports happening right now. Mom, where are you, Mom? Mom, are you over here? Hi, Mom.
You're here, Professor, along with
No time skip for you, Mom. No, she can teach me reason, so I'll take it. Takes forever to level up my skills. You go back to your long hair, Mom. That's right. I've had this crayfish for 5 years. It's fine. Oh, man.
At last, I return to my domain, my lonely paradise, my realm of exquisite solitude. Huh? Professor? Is that you? You didn't hear that just now, did you?
Hear what?
Right! You didn't? Well, I'm good.
I like their time skip outfits too, but Mercy has just such a bad one.
No.
I really don't like it, so sucks for her. She doesn't get to have a time skip form.
Professor! Hey, Professor. I know that we didn't plan to stop at the monastery, but I'm glad we did.
Bernie is so cute.
I'm happy to be here with everyone again.
Hi, Crab. I'm happy too.
Right? It's as though we went back in time 5
Hilda's
years.
so cute.
I feel like my old self again.
If only you weren't so goddamn lazy, Hilda. If only.
Okay.
Hey!
Trying not to trigger the support just yet. Hello.
Do you have time for a request?
Catch the big one, the mysterious fish of legend that is said to have appeared in the fishing pond. Alright. I wonder how long I have to do that. It doesn't say it's expiring. So I think I want to wait for lots of large fish. Yeah, so I'd probably want to wait until the next week to do that. The laziness you can get behind, the manipulation of everyone you just like. I hate both.
Professor! Oh
Hi, Dory.
It's so good to see you. These days, so many old friends seem to be disappearing. But you're here. It's incredible to see you again after 5 years. I have a feeling your name will go down in history.
Thank you, Dory. At least her shame jersey is cool this time around. True.
Hey, quite given up on ever seeing you again. Where have you been hiding? Anyway, now that we're reunited in the land of the living, I must fulfill my promise.
Okay. Right, the promise.
That's right. I promised the captain I'd protect you in his stead, and now I'll make good on my word.
Well. Rude. How dare. Oh, hey, Anna.
Melina, there's unrest everywhere these days. All of my fellow merchants seem to be endangered. I hope things go back to normal soon. People need more to smile about, aside from my great deals.
Eloise, please don't say reunited as if we were concerned about you.
Hey, how about a favor? Appreciate it.
Well, did that.
There's unrest every...
Oh, you have a quest. I'm like, who over here has a quest?
I've got a favor to ask.
All right. Find something of historical significance. Okay.
Really?
That's very vague, sir. Just pointing it out.
Pardon me. Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. You know, it's such a thrill to be able to greet you like this again. I almost died as well in the battle 5 years ago, but I won't allow any enemies to get into this place again. I promise you that. Even if the Death Knight shows up, I'll be sure to... Well, for now, I'll keep training, so I can eventually feel confident that I can stop him.
Well...
Oh, I think it's up here. Whatever he needs. Was it rubble? Is that what you're after? Cornerstone fragment. I mean, is this something I should be giving to people? I mean, I guess Ray is not here, so like, who's gonna stop me? But
Professor? During his search for her grace, the Archbishop, Seteth has visited churches all
does
across
he have
the
eye
land.
holes?
It served to demonstrate to
Sir.
the devout across Fodlan that the Church of Seiros is
How do
still
you see?
going strong. As a result, the faithful are not currently in a state of chaos.
Hi, Flan.
Professor, I am so glad you are unharmed.
His
No
eyes
matter
are a
how you
wide
walk,
V.
I will be with you every step of the way. Anything you ask of me, shall see it through.
How does he know anyone's
saved my
there?
life,
Can he smell us?
and I am in
Maybe
your
that's
debt.
it. Oh, Flan. Have this, Flan.
Wow, I am delighted.
Oh, I didn't buy stuff when we were in the marketplace. Dang it. Annette.
Members of the Knights tell me that Father left their ranks 5 years ago.
You want me
They
to kill
say
him for
he
you?
announced he was
I'll do
returning to
it.
the kingdom, but nobody's heard from him since. I haven't received word that he went back home to Mother. Where could he be? Where are you, Father?
That's because he's trash. Trash. Ray isn't here. Trade the church merch. Oh my gosh. We just like set up a stall. And we're just selling pieces of the church.
In Lady Rhea's absence, I will follow you.
Wow.
That's what she would
Well,
want
I
me to
guess I'll
do.
follow you
Know
second
that
best.
wherever you might lead us, I'll continue searching for Lady Rhea.
All right. That's
Good,
fine.
Because I will not
I
budge on
guess.
that point. Welcome back, Professor.
Yeah. Great to see you too, Catherine.
Yes.
Great to see that you're still, you know,
I'm
a
more of
Rhea
a
stan.
mercenary than a knight.
after all these years.
I work to get paid. I never was too attached to Foutlin. I was considering leaving soon. But I might change
Great,
my
now
mind
Kathy
if
is
you're-
stalking us too. I know, right?
I left home without telling my father. Did you know that? I can just imagine. my
No,
father's
I've been
face
asleep for
contorted in
5
anger,
years.
and the delightful words he must have used to describe me. Kind of a scary image, actually. But regardless, I've put my faith in you, Professor, and I'm hoping I haven't made a big mistake.
Well, listen, you can't make Scumlad feel guilty. He has no conscience.
I
So-
have come from the Empire, but I have no intention of ever returning. This war the Emperor instigated has caused nothing
You
but
did? I
trouble
did
and
what?
pain. I want this war to end. And that's why I'm here, fighting with you.
Okay. Thanks. Mir didn't change at all. I know. I really wish, and I said it last time. You guys are probably sick and tired of hearing me talk about it. But I really would have liked even an outfit change. You know. Sylvain made a mistake. He did. He did. You should not put his faith in Scumlad. You know. Well, you
Professor,
guys know.
I have a proposal. Why not go beyond the Knights of Seiros? Instead, uniting with allies from all across Fodlan to fight for our cause. Looking back, it would have been best to ally with the Kingdom and join forces against the Empire.
Thanks,
But
random
now the
soldier.
Kingdom is not exactly, well,
It's weird they go to all the effort on the students, but the teachers and knights look the same. Yeah, well, it is weird. Because, I mean, the knights, they're pretty fleshed out as far as characters. They all have a decent amount of supports. I mean, for the most part. They have more supports than the Ashen Wolves. And, I mean, except for Rhea, but, the others do. Oh.
Professor.
Well, this is happening, I guess. Okay.
Finally, I notched a win against you.
I almost had you.
True, it was a narrow victory. When we spar, I feel like I'm revisiting my past.
What?
It's like training with my brother. He always won, always, and died before I could win a single bout. From the first time I held a sword, all I wanted was to surpass him. And that's what drove me to become so strong. Perhaps it's absurd to say such a thing, but I've spent all these years training for a duel with a corpse.
It's not absurd.
Perhaps not. I can never again spar with my brother. Not unless he climbs out of his grave. Still,
Nautilus, thank you for
I
the follow.
continue my endless pursuit of strength. Maybe because I have a new opponent to measure myself against.
Oh, come on, Scumlad. Gee, who? You, of course.
Obviously.
Oh, Scumlad's
I
a little
beat you
slow
this
on the
time,
uptake.
But when we next cross swords, who knows what might happen. It was a close match, not a crushing victory. I know that I can do better. I will surpass you in strength, and then I'll become stronger still.
Don't count me out yet.
Just what I was hoping you'd say. Anyway, thank you for helping me find an answer to the question you asked all those years ago.
Yay! Support level A. Sexy oak is best oak. It's true.
Oh, good. Thanks.
Oh, good. Like, there you go. Have a piece of the church. Is the train conductor thing permanent? I think so, because Tim still has his. So, it says current type train conductor, and it says that for both of you. So I don't know if that's a mistake or what. I'm not really sure. Stargazing. How can you both be the conductor? I guess you'll have to fight to the death. So, you guys might want to prepare for that. You have... what? Oh, you have one too. Yours is purple. Former hype train conductor. Wow. The shade. The shade from Twitch. Well, you used to be the conductor of the train, but not anymore. Jeez. Tim. Which one of us has mod powers? BRB modding stargazing, so it's a fair fight. I mean, the purple one looks nice, Dooms. I don't know how I even got it. You might... is that... do you get it from starting the hype train? I don't even know. I feel like I should know this, and yet I don't. Is the green hair New Game Plus, or has that always been there? Green hair is after a plot point in the game. Ingrid's serious face looks like a sad puppy. It's true. Very true. But yeah, like, it is strange that none of the knights get even just an outfit change or a hair change or like anything. I mean, even something small would be nice. You know?
Hey, welcome.
Well,
you have a, 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 you have a pleasure. Come again.
Hello there.
See, if I made a TikTok, because you guys know how much I'm into TikTok. If I made a TikTok, it would just me like dead eye staring into a camera while I do this.
Yes. I think this one, yes. 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 I think.
And that would be the TikTok.
Turn soon, please.
So, Dooms. This is Silver Snow. Well, now you have a face reveal on TikTok idea. Oh, God. That would be the lamest place to do a face reveal. What if I just do one body part at a time reveal? This is my elbow. Just dead-eyed the whole time. I mean, that's what I would do. It would just be like me going up to the merchant, just staring into the camera.
Hey, I could use a hand.
Okay. Well, I guess there's a pirate problem.
I need a favor.
Does she have a Link hat? That's a Link hat. Oh god, I'm like dodging all of these supports. For now. Let's start with a pinky. It's like the YouTube channels that post the same damn clip every day for years. The same clip? I like to believe that you'd keep making TikToks and it's just the same thing every time. Just me dead-eyeing and doing nothing. That would be hilarious. Oh, that'd be super funny.
Professor! Hey, Professor! You won't believe what happened. I figured I couldn't go back to the Empire after Garrick Mock fell.
Or I could just make TikToks of Mercy saying awful things.
So we came back to the monastery.
How about that? What is the famous one I need to remember now? I'm confused. YouTube channels that post the same clip? Like, they're reposting their own video?
Fighting alongside you and everyone else is a dream come true, Professor. And don't worry about my little sis. Right now, she's back home helping out with the family business. I kind of figured I was going to be stuck going back and taking over for her. But thanks to you guys,
oh God,
I get to work on my dream of becoming a proper knight.
I think they like post the same clip from Shark Boy and Lava Girl every day. What? What are you? What? This is a thing? His shirt fits. Oh my god, it does. Well, shit. It only took 5 years. But Raphael has a shirt that fits. Well, good for him. You know what? Good for him. A Mercedes TikTok of Roast Them Kindly. Dude, that would be an amazing name, too. Like an amazing username. Roast Them Kindly. Would you kindly roast them?
Mind.
Well, she looks sketch. If his muscles aren't bulging, then what's the point?
I have a favor to ask.
Go to Abyss and search for the list of rare books. Once you found the list, you should consider visiting the archives in Abyss. You may discover new information you wouldn't normally be able to find. It seems a list of rare books that the Church of Seiros does not make publicly available is turned up in Abyss. Was that the same lady who used to be creeping around down there? I thought she said she was leaving. Points for a proper shirt. I'm so proud. Raphael left her time skip 8 out of 10. Hi, Petra.
Edelgard is controlling the Empire. She is putting the pressure on the kingdom in alliance. Empire and religion are at open war. It will be difficult for us at first, but corrupt nobles are many. That means the common people will rebel and be joining our side. With you, Professor, the battle tides will turn. I have certainty.
Aww. Do I have any sunflowers? I do not. Well, you can have one of these because I have a bunch.
This is giving me great joy.
I saw a really cute button, like a button pin of Dorothea and Petra, and it was in the shape of a heart. It was adorable. All right. We did the counselor thingy. We did the greenhouse. I don't think we went to the Holy Tomb yet, though. So let's go do that. Okay, Raphael. Seiros tea. Ruskfeld blend. Well, F. No one to give that tea to. I'll just drink it by myself. That sounds adorable. It was. I should post a link to it. It was super cute. So Abyss gets the books that Seth eats. I mean, I guess that's where he keeps them. Or at least the ones we know about. Animal Crossing is messing you up. Keep thinking it's Friday. Did anybody go and get Animal Crossing early? I heard that GameStop was selling it early for reasons. I don't know why. Hello. Well, this is awkward. Sometimes you don't want to face your inner demons, you know? And Doom, you got it early? GameStop usually does it a day early? Like a full day early, though? Give the tea to Ferdy. Here you go, Ferd. You'll never be Edelgard. You can just have this tea. Your GameStop is still doing Friday? Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't usually pre-order from GameStop or anything, so I would assume the GameStop around here doesn't do early releases usually. They don't do anything a day early. This is to save face on the whole staying open during a pandemic thing. Well, is this the best way to do that?
Professor?
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna ping Cat. I'm gonna ping Cat real quick. Cat! I love how I say that like she can hear me. Cat, come here. Right now. I'm gonna see you. Because I feel like she'll want to see this. I don't know if she's available. I might text her. Ma'am? I'm texting her. At Cat. Well, let's give her a minute or so to respond. Ah, Cat's here! Cat, do you want to see Manuela's A support with Byleth? He wants to talk to us. Yes, because it's different, I believe. There she is. Alright.
So I said, two can play at that game. I told him, a small-time little weasel like you ought to be begging me for attention. Oh, it gets me so mad, so worked up. Why aren't there any men around here who understand what a catch I am? Come to think of it, you've always been nice to me. I mean, you listen to all my problems. I feel like I can really trust you. I don't have that kind of thing with a lot of people.
Cat. What should we say, Cat?
Close friend, okay. Right, I got it. I knew you'd say we were just friends. I'd like to maybe talk about this once the war is over. Once we're all safe. All right, enough of this moping around. What we need is a change of mood. We've still got a lot to do together. When I think about that, what are 1 or 2 men?
Aww. I feel like we need to forget about Ray and marry Manuela in this run. Manuela's ending is so sweet. I love it so much. No happiness for Trash Round.
What's wrong is, it's not just 1 or 2 men, it's more like 100 men, maybe even 200, more! I'm completely... Oh, I can't get out of this mood! Actually, I've got an idea. Exercise will help. I'm going to the training ground.
Take your
Come
shirt
on and
off,
give me a
scum lad. It'll
hand.
cheer her up.
Gonna work my anger out on 100 training dummies. Maybe 200 if we've got them.
Cat. Exercise. Fun cardio. Naked human Tetris? That's right, Crab. That's right. I hear there's a redhead named Cat who's into you. Oh my god. Cat. Oh my gosh. Also, Cat, we're a butler now, so there's that. Because we, you know, we live to serve Rhea, so we are a butler through and through. You're welcome, Cat. I thought you would enjoy that. Soon you'll get to see her A support with female Byleth, so, you know. I don't think they're... I mean, some of it's the same, but I think some of the lines of dialogue are different. I am stuck. You are her servant, that's right. That's our boy. Alright. Who needs... well... Aw, Flan and Sedith have an A support. Excuse you, vehicle? Loud? Okay. Morale meals today. Gathering in the dining hall to strengthen battle bonds. Effects are enhanced when dining with an ally. Well, we're all friends here. Are we not? Godball this. Is everyone motivated? It would seem so. Okay, have a good lurk, Cat. Enjoy your lurk.
Delicious! After a scrumptious meal like that, I feel that I can really seize the day.
This is nearly as delicious as Mother's cooking. I would happily eat this every day.
Okay. Let's see. We definitely want to get the Ashen Wolves. Because we need all their supports. So... Linhart and Happy.
Usually the atmosphere
He's so
in the dining hall
cute.
kind of bums me out, but with you two, I think I'll be okay.
None of us are great at reading a room. Isn't that right, Professor?
Such a good glow up. 10 out of 10. would glow again. Alright. Yuri and Bernie or Yuri and Dorothea? Yuri and Bernie. Happy looks nom.
Will you talk to her for me? She's
Happy's
been
is the
avoiding me
best.
non-stop.
Of course I avoid him. I avoid everyone.
Oh, Bernie. Poor Bernie. Alright, Balthus. Well, he's already in an A with Lysithea, so we can try to do Balthus and Hilda. Butler for Kreia. That's right.
We may not have a lot more chances to eat together like this.
Why does he have nipple
But don't
straps?
go getting all sentimental on me. Got
What?
it?
No
I did not
more
notice
to
that
talk
before.
aloud while we're eating, Balti. You hear me?
There,
None of us are
those
dying
straps are
anytime
going from his nipples. Like it almost looks like a feeding tube or something. I don't understand. What are you putting in there? Or taking out? I don't know if we want the answers to those questions. They're the source of his power. He does have nipple tubes. The reverse of Fruit Factory 4. Why though? Why? I have a lot of questions. I just have a lot of questions. You know. They're long tassels he throws over his shoulders.
This
But
is
why are they
a
coming out of his
wonderful
nipples?
Dish.
The flavor.
That's still... I still have questions. Oh, you're curious now how Alois is doing? Oh, fine. I guess.
Hello, Professor. What brings you here? Fancy a bit of fishing?
Yeah.
You know, I can hardly go fishing without thinking of old Gerald. He and I would just sit here, casting our lines again and again. I'm no better at it now than I was then. Not a single nibble.
Maybe if you were quieter, Alois.
Just like your father. You know all the tricks of the fisherman's trade.
Is that a trick? I feel
was
like that's
hopeless
common
at it, but
knowledge if
he
you're
was a
fishing.
master. In the time it took me to catch one fish, he could fill his basket to the brim. You know, talking to you, I'm feeling very nostalgic. Why don't you join me? We can trade some stories about the old man. We spoke before about how Gerald never seemed to age, right? Once, when he was drunk, he let the secret slip. He said he'd had an infusion of crest-bearing blood, and it had greatly extended his life.
Mm-hmm. Crest can make people live longer?
Well, we'd both been drinking. I figured he was joking, so I just laughed it off. Then I asked him his age. He said he'd stopped counting after he hit 100. And he was telling the truth. In those 20 years he was away, he didn't age a bit. An incredible person, to be sure. And I probably don't know the half of it. Actually, I'd like to ask you something about Gerald, if you don't mind. When Gerald was away from the monastery, what was he like?
He liked to fish. He did nothing but drink. That's so mean.
In other words, he was exactly the same.
I Geneva
When
the kitty.
he was with the Knights, he always found time to go fishing. He was hooked on it, you might say. He'd say there was no greater pleasure in life than sinking his teeth into a fish he'd caught and washing it down with a drink. I have to say, right now, fishing with you, it really takes me back. This feels just like the good old days, when Gerald was sitting alongside me.
Well. Good talk, Eloise.
Huh?
You know what?
Take that!
What up?
Oh, you know, there is always something. It never ends. Lately, I have been feeling uneasy, impatient. Edelgard claims victory after victory. She never stops.
That's
5
because she's
years ago,
Tankelgard.
she ascended the throne and swept away the corrupt nobles, my father included.
Well, he
I always
deserved it.
thought I would be the one to unseat him. But she did it instead, with all the ease and indifference of someone cracking an egg. She put my father under
she
house
is
arrest.
the Emperor.
She stripped House Ire of its power. Rather than accepting a role as her puppet, I left. Now I fight to topple the Empire. The disparity between Edelgard and myself is obvious. She never stops moving forward, single-minded, never wavering. But where does that leave me? Here, flailing about, going nowhere, contributing nothing.
That's not true.
But it is. That is the reality. Not once since our days at the Academy have I exceeded Edelgard's abilities. I saw her as a worthy opponent. She did not even see me as a contender. She did not even consider me at all. As the head of the noble House Ire, I must be able to achieve results. But all my efforts have come to nothing. Results are everything. I have not shown results, so I will be stagnating here forever.
But you have achieved results. You've achieved luscious
I appreciate
hair.
your kind words, but you are wrong. I know that I have a massive wall to climb, and I must climb it alone. Even so, may I ask a favor?
Yes.
Professor, please keep an eye on my progress. I would appreciate if you were always by my side, bearing witness to my accomplishments.
Huh?
Professor,
Hello, Cynthia. Now's a great time.
thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead.
Have you started playing Persona 5, Geneva the Kitty? Are you enjoying it? You're enjoying the music, at least.
I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay? I'm sorry, Professor. It was careless of me to continue, despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time.
What do you mean?
18 years ago, House Ordelia was involved in a civil conflict within the Empire. All we did was respond to a call for aid. We weren't involved politically. But once the rebellion was over, my family was held
Free
responsible
scumbag,
for the
it's the
aid
cops!
and the Empire gained some sway over us as a result.
Hi, Dilly and Isaac, or Dilly and Isaac. How are you guys? What were you doing? What were you playing? Now I need the panties, BRB. Both of you? Aw, fun. State of Decay 2. How was that? Welcome, welcome. We are playing Awful Route. It's just me tonight. DJM, thank you for shouting out Dilly and Isaac. Guys, go give them a follow if you haven't already. I'm sure you guys have, but if you haven't, you should do that.
Somebody getting some panties!
Anonymous, thank you for gifting that sub to Geneva the Kitty. Geneva the Kitty, I hope you enjoy your emotes and also your sub badge. I was about to purchase. Dooms. Was that you? I wish you luck though. Can't stay. Aw, thanks, Dilly Nizik. It's gonna be painful, but we're gonna get through this route together. Is that from one of the actual games? The GIF? Yes, the GIF is. It's from, I think, Dual Destinies, maybe? It's Trucy from the Phoenix Wright series. The GIF is, not the voiceover.
At the time, the noble houses of the Alliance took a passive stance. No one lent aid to my family. As a result, some key officials within the family were killed, and people from the Empire were sent to replace them. Among those people were some mysterious mages. They were unsettling, in a word. Skin pale as death. One after another, they captured and imprisoned the children of our household. They began performing terrible rituals on the children. It's probably more accurate to call them experiments. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, until the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color. During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this, a shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my hair wasn't the only loss. The mages informed me my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most. Perhaps less. Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again. Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass. It's not like what's been done to me can be undone. Professor. The only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crest.
Not true.
You sound resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
Poor Lysithea. Fire Emblem has good music, but what the fuck? This is terrible. It is. So many of these kids have had just horrible, horrible lives. The bloomers too, yes. In Phoenix Wright, Trucy has magic panties. It's like a Mary Poppins bag. Hopefully this time RNG is with us and we save Lysithea in the end. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if she can be saved if she's paired with Balthus. This is a question I have. I like her ending with Edelgard, but she doesn't have a lot of supports with Hanneman right now, so we're gonna have to work on that. I mean, we could also use the fortune teller lady, but I don't know. I wish you could romance the Death Knight. Well, you can.
Professor.
Fun fact. I have an issue with the lifespan shit. At what point was she told that 5 years ago? I kind of wonder if she was told right away. So she's saying like 5 years from now, from when she's telling you. So like if they told her, I don't know, your life is going to be shortened to like 25 years or something like that. All of her pairing that saves her involves crest research of some kind, so I highly doubt Balthus can save her. I mean, I just want to see their ending. I was told you couldn't. You can. You need to do Crimson Flower to do it, though. The only way you can romance Death Knight is Crimson Flower. You can romance the child goddess in your head. You can. It doesn't make much sense to me. Just confusing. Yeah, I wish they would have explained it a little better, because I can see why that would be confusing. But I'm assuming that's what she means. Like, right after it happened, they're like, okay, you're gonna live to you're like 25 or something like that. So then she's, or 30 or whatever, and she's telling us 5 years from this point. That would be my guess. Because when she said that, I mean, she would have been, what? She said it was 18 years ago, and she's... Was she 20? Was she like 2 when that happened then? I guess. I think she's 20, isn't she? 20 or 21, so she would have been really, really little when that happened. Which is even more fucked up to think about.
Hey, Professor, something's been bothering me. Remember that suspicious guy I chased after back when I was a student? A knight scolded me for it, but at the time, I really thought I was doing the right thing.
It's been 5 years, Caspar. Let it go.
On the battlefield, though.
I've been looking for you. There isn't much time, so I'll keep this brief. The knights encountered a band of brigands while out marching. It was hard fought, but we prevailed. Our soldiers are highly trained, but the enemy was formidable, and we weren't expecting combat.
Yeah, she meant that she has 5 years left from when she tells you. That's what I think she means. Why report this to me?
There is something I wanted to bring to your attention.
Oh, sure thing, Ori Bird.
Do you recall the incident?
You can also romance the Death Knight as female or male Byleth, so, you know.
These brigands all bore the same scorpion tattoo that we found on the arm of that man.
Oh no.
I thought that might be of interest to you.
Yep, both. I still need to romance Death Knight as femme Byleth, actually. I don't have that
mention it.
Support.
If you'll excuse me, I need to get back to my duties.
Heck of a coincidence, right? As soon as I mentioned that suspicious guy, this
Hi,
happens.
Hikari. Good to hear they've finally been dealt with.
But some of the knights died in combat. They died because of what I did 5 years ago. This is my fault. If I'd stayed quiet and tracked the guy down like you said, we would have stopped those brigands sooner, and I wouldn't have blood on my hands.
He could have harmed the children.
But he probably wouldn't have. Now those knights, they're not coming back. We both know it. This is all my fault.
I mean, yeah. Hikari, is that P-Ram? Yes, it is.
Maybe.
This guy's VA sounds familiar. Well, he also voices Lorenz. And he voiced a character in Rune Factory 4, which we played a little bit of. And he's been in other things too, I think chat has said. Oh, I'm curious to know how Balthus is doing. All right.
I see. By any means necessary, then. Before the war's end. I'm covered, but just to be safe, I need you to check on my mother and Kupala. Still following me, huh? We have got to work on those manners, pal. Unless you really meant that bit about protecting me.
I would like to point out that he does not throw the tassels behind him, Crab. They're like connected in the front and in the back. And I'm very confused. He voiced young Xehanort. Are you serious? Crazy. It was so weird listening to him in Rune Factory. It was. Kind of wish the supports that don't change between male and female would just unlock for the opposite gender you play as. Yeah, I do too. If the supports are different between them, then fine. But if they're the same, then it would be nice because it takes a long time. I really... Gengar, thank you for the follow. I really want to do a support stream where we watch all the S supports and then rank them, but it's been quite a chore to unlock all of them for both male and female Byleth, so... I mean, a fun chore, but still, it takes a lot.
Well done.
Also, thank you for following, Ori. I ranked them all S. You know what, Crab? Get out. Get out. Kapala?
That's where my mom was born and raised. I pay a spy money I don't have to keep an eye on the place. Whether I'm above the dirt or below it. It's up to me to make sure my stepmother can't get to my mom.
Would your stepmother really harm her?
No doubt about it. She's been honing her crazy plans lately. All because I've taken to fighting at your side. She thinks I'm making a name for myself before my glorious return to House Albrecht. Being delusional is her sport. There's little advantage to her going after my mom, but she's unpredictable. Gotta stay vigilant.
What's your mother like?
Guess I haven't talked about her. After her and my pop split, she returned home. Where she's from, it's kind of an odd place. You know the folks who live in the mountains of the Alliance? Guessing that's a no. Few do. Imagine a place with no influence to speak of. Nestled in the mountains on the Almyran border. That's Kupala.
People live there? Well, that's what you
they're
just
not
said.
mountain goats. And it's not like they never interact with the Lords of the Alliance. They're incredibly isolated, though. Even their trade relations are remarkably limited. Doubt that'll change. The land lacks resources worth fighting over. Probably for the best, honestly. Oh, but back to my mom. She was different. An exception to the rule in Kupala. She left the mountains, was rescued by my dad, and fell madly in love with him.
Did his family accept her?
Ah, the 1 million bullion question. Of course not, he's a noble. She isn't. Acceptance was never in the cards. My birth helped matters, but only a little. House Albrecht just wasn't where she belonged. My dad was in a tough spot. He was obligated to marry a fellow noble and produce a fitting heir. Nobody'd want to live out their days where they're utterly unwelcome. So my mom returned to Kupala.
Well, that's sad.
Then it happened. I was enrolled in the Officers' Academy at Garreg Mach, and everything changed. During my enrollment examination, they discovered that I bear the major crest of Chevalier. My dad decided to resist his family's wishes and make me the head of the house after I graduated. Thing is, the truth of my special crest was kept a secret by decree of the church. He couldn't tell anyone about my prized bloodline, so I was forced to step down as the legitimate heir.
Why was it a secret?
It was for the best. My crest was inherited from mountain folk who prefer to keep to themselves. Imagine what would happen to Kupala if it got out. We both know it would destroy their way of life.
People will do anything for a rare crest.
Too true. I'm guessing the church thought my crest would cause trouble in Fodlan. But don't get me wrong. No matter what life's thrown at me, I'm no victim. Like I've said, I prefer it this way. I've got to be free. Even if things were different, I'd still choose this life. But I can't let my mother and her people pay the price for keeping peace in Fodlan. Wouldn't be right. All I can do is make a name for myself in battle and secure enough power to protect them. Failure isn't an option.
Aw. Poor Balthus. His dad should have left and went and lived with his mom. You know? This is why we support Edelgard. I love Balthus.
Looks like I've got them all.
He's a good guy. What are you doing?
Just wrapped up on a task. All finished now, though.
Is that what you just wrapped up?
Oh, you mean this? I use it to write down the names of everyone I've lost over the years. We lost a lot of lives back in the war.
You know,
some of them were only with me a little
I
while.
don't want to feel things.
Some of them
Yuri?
were family to me.
Why do you write down their names?
Somewhere along the way, I figured I should record the names of those I've lost. The ones I failed to protect. There's nothing we can do for the dead. Not in this world. Not really, anyway. And it's not like we know what happens after. So writing their names down here, that's all just for me. For the one who's still around. After all, they deserve to be remembered. Even if they're not here to see it. We all shared the same dream. They lost their lives to build that dream. And as their leader, it's on me to remember them. However I can.
I can see why you might do that.
If you can see why I do that, then that's something, I guess. Well, anyway...
What do you want from me?
Make of my notebook what you will. It doesn't matter much to me. If you go before I do, I'll make sure to add you in here as well.
Thanks. You intend on putting my name in your notebook?
You heard me. I mean, you're not exactly one of my people, per se. At this point, I do have to admit that I can count on you. I kinda get the sense that if I hang around you, that dream I've been grasping for will become all the more real. So, do me a favor and don't go dying on me, okay?
Same to you.
It'd take a lot to get rid of me. I was born under a particularly lucky star. cat got your tongue. Looks like you want to say something but don't know how.
So much talk of names, and yet I don't know yours.
That again? You don't give up easy, do you? All right, I'll toss you a bone. My name's not actually my name, but it's the one I'm enrolled with here at the Academy. The one I've hung on to as the adoptee of House Row. Come to think of it, the last I heard someone use my real name was a very
I'm really
long time
hoping
ago.
that it's Bob.
From my mom. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll tell you. Perhaps if you decide to pursue that dream alongside me, you'll find out.
You know what? Screw you. That was an A support there, Yuri. You're supposed to be spilling the tea, Yuri. His real name is Bill. What do you gotta do? S support him? To find out his name? I feel like you should know someone's name before you're S supporting them, you know what I'm saying?
A moment.
Professor.
Oh, hi, Shamir. Was not expecting you.
Thanks for your help out there. Battles tend to go smoother with you around.
He tells you, but as the viewer, you are not told. Why? Go through all that trouble to S support him, and then the viewer doesn't even know. I mean, we had to get DLC just to learn our mother's name, so why am I not surprised? Maybe there'll be another DLC, and then we'll learn Yuri's name. Another DLC. I mean, I can dream. I can dream. Although, I don't know. I kind of have a feeling that they might be working on a port or remaster of one of the other games for the Switch. But who knows? Billy Joe Bob is his real name. He's just too embarrassed to say. They didn't think of a real name for him. Yeah, they just don't know. The same to you, Shamir.
I think you did most of the heavy lifting. It may be unwise to think this way on the battlefield, but I feel I can trust your commands without question. Not sure. I might have an idea.
Crab, I said I can dream.
Never mind. I've also noticed that you've been putting me
Let
in
me
more
dream,
precarious
Crab.
situations lately. Almost like you know I won't question your orders.
What if it's Maurice? Eustace? I can rely on you.
Huh. I'm glad you trust me to get the job done, but still. I knew you were doing it on purpose.
I feel like you're a lot less crazy
You're
than
in a very
Rhea.
important
Who?
position
Shamir?
now that you're
Or
leading
me
the
or
charge against the
Scumlad?
Empire. Funny to think you used to just teach at the Officers Academy.
I was crushing the
Your
dreams
old
of people in
students
chat.
still call
Sorry.
you
Okay, well you
Professor.
can crush chat streams, just not mine.
That's no title for the commander of an army.
Oh, they discovered there are 2 empty slots in case the devs put any more updates. Interesting. The best name would be Carl, I feel, TBH. To anyone. Okay, Souls Monkey, I accept this. I would die if his real name was Carl. I'm not gonna lie. I like it.
You'll always be their professor, huh?
I can be your professor too, if
Sure
you know
are
what I'm
an
saying.
Interesting one. My people lost the war, and I was left to wander Fodlan alone. But I guess meeting you was my prize. You look confused. Did you not know any of this? I was living in my homeland of Dagda up until the Imperial Army destroyed it 10 years ago. But being a mercenary, I have no real allegiance. That's why I'm working here now. Don't worry though, I don't plan to turn on you.
That would be amazing. I would love to have a Citadel-esque DLC for this game, where it's just fun, fan servicey, silly. I would love that. Also, an ending where everybody lives and everybody's happy.
A moment,
Because I am a sad sap like that.
Yes.
You know? I still want the DLC where Rhea and Edelgard have to, like, work together. You know? They have to work together to defeat a common enemy, and they're really salty about it the whole time. I would love that. That would be amazing. How fun would that be? Ori bird. It would be so catty. It would. It'd be so fun.
Sudden, but I want to thank you, Professor. That is, for letting me live my life the way I want. I've noticed you've been giving me fewer of those soul-revealing gazes lately. I appreciate you making an effort to not trouble yourself over who I spend my time with.
That'd be an interesting dynamic. So much potential, right? That would be so good. They're like having a power struggle the whole time. And then Byleth is just kind of in the middle like, God damn it. You could do so much with that. And it would just be fun. That's what I would like. You know? This game has a lot of war and a lot of death, and that's fine and all. But I just want a silly something like that. Give us the Geralt and Citri love story that no one really wants but us. That too. Do it, Nintendo, you cowards. That would be awesome. Or if they did like an animated short or something. I don't know. They're so cute. I would love to see more of them in some capacity. Buddy Cop DLC with Edelgard and Kreia. Yes. Yes. If they're making ports of past games, it should be Awakening. I would think if they were going to, that they would do Awakening, but who knows? Who knows what they'll do? But I wonder if they're not working on that, you know? Kiss my ass, your plan sucks. That would be so funny. They're just always constantly arguing. It'd be so good. And then they could have supports together where they just argue. It'd be great. I love it. The only wrench might be Hubert. The man has no chill. I mean, it's true. But then Hubert and Seth could butt heads. Then they could be fighting too. So then, you know, it'd be even better. So you found me out, Dory.
Well, of course. Did you think I wouldn't notice? It's kind of sweet in its own way. Professor, may I tell you a story about when I was younger? I was an orphan, living in the back alleys of Enbar, until one day I was overheard singing. That was when my new life began. I was suddenly a songstress in the Middle Frank Opera Company. Performers, nobility. I met so many people. But none of them ever really knew me. I was just some young, pretty girl who could sing. A spectacle to be admired. Even though everyone praised my looks and my voice, and they showered me with gifts, I knew one day I'd be old. My looks would fade, my voice would change. I wouldn't sound the same. And I started to wonder, when I did get old, what would I have left? I'd be old, alone, and back on the streets of the capital, right where I'd started.
I won't let you be alone, Dory.
That's sweet of you, even if you are just flirting. I never had much to begin with in life, and I worry that one day I'll be that way again.
I would argue
That's
that
why
Cyril
I
is the
keep
least
searching
popular
for someone
character.
who will love me. Someone unaware of the songstress, who can love a girl that used to be scared and alone on the streets of the capital. I wonder if such a strange person can even exist.
Dory. I love the Hubert marriage support. I know. I love Hubert supports. It's so good. I almost supported him my first run, but Edelgard stole my heart. So He's you. Thank you. I did eventually get his S support though. Awakening was the one that brought the Seiros back to the west, so it'd be that one. Yeah. Either that or maybe, is Echoes the remake of the first one? I think it's Echoes, because Fates is the one that people don't like, right? Anyway, it would most likely be Awakening, I would think. DLC about just Hubert and Dedue searching while Ash and Wolves takes place. Did you see that comic, Crab? Because it's hilarious. Somebody did a comic of that on Twitter, of Hubert and Dedue just freaking out, trying to find Dimitri and Edelgard, and it's great. I love it. You did see the comic? So good. Echoes is a remake of an older one, but not the first. Okay. Who, Hubert's? Yeah, I did eventually see his S support. I've grinded a lot of them. But now I have to get all the Ashen Wolves, and then I have to get the ones that I was missing. So, it's a process. You're curious to know how Flane is doing? Go for a visit. Heck yes. Let's go see. What's wrong?
Oh, hello, Professor. How nice to see you. You caught me off guard. I was actually just thinking about you.
Why the sigh?
Just a moment ago? Well, I am afraid I just do not understand you. When we first met, I sensed something different about you, something mysterious. And now I am convinced your existence itself is very special. Thinking on it, I know it to be true. You have a crest that should have been lost long ago. You wield the sword of the Creator as if it is nothing. Your hair and eye color changed on that day 5 years ago, to the same sort of color as mine and my brother's.
What does it all mean?
I do not know. My brother refuses to speak to me of it. Since then, you have led us into battle, and thus far, we have always come out victorious. Your comrades and colleagues adore you. They believe in you, in your strength. I doubt there is a single soul who is likened to you. Who are you, really?
I don't know.
I simply do not understand. Whatever the case may be, having hair like mine is proof that there is something exceptional about you. I may as well come forward with things. I, too, am unlike others.
How so?
Surely you recall when I was targeted, specifically for my blood? I may not be special in the ways you are, but my blood is rare. It seems the two of us share a special differentness. I also believe that we are bound together in some way. Of this I am certain. Therefore, I intend to stay by your side and watch over you. Your existence must be preserved at all cost.
I would rather protect you.
Certainly those are the words of a hero. Let us unite our powers. Together, we are unstoppable.
Aww. Cutie.
Oh, what?
It'd be so nice to have a Switch port of Awakening only for it to be easier for you to stream. If they do a Switch port of Awakening, I will be all over that. Absolutely. Okay, so I think we did everything. I like how we have a round table now. We're all just chilling. Why are these chairs empty? Is this where Edelgard and Hubert would have sat? Is that why they're empty? Now I'm just sad. Oh, they're always empty? Where does Edelgard and Hubert sit then? Go back. I love how Mercy's sitting there in her pre-time skip look. And well, when Edelgard is around, Byleth sits on her lap. Fair. Elle sits where Ferdy is and Hubert where Linhardt is. Oh, okay. Why are these chairs here then? Why? That makes no sense. But okay. Good job, Marianne. Well.
I'm glad I put in some effort. For once.
Hilda, I swear.
Could be useful.
Yeah. Sure could. Sure could. Alright, Vlad.
All thanks to your help.
Excalibur.
I understand more every day.
Those chairs are for the goddess. Sedith and Rhea, maybe? They're never gonna sit there. Why don't I remember this table part at all? That's a good question, Tim. I don't know. Why don't you remember?
It's all instinct now.
I like Connie's outfit. It's cute. Right. Who's Ingrid? I need to boost her authority so that
No big
we can have Callian. There we go.
I'm finally grasping this.
Okay. I think I've Sedith and Flame doing flying right now. Or I did. Let's see. Hilda, maybe Hilda and Marianne for flying.
I've got a question.
feels odd to be asking you questions as though I were your student, but I'm wondering, what do you think is the most important thing for a tactician to be able to do? Impartially analyze the strength of both sides.
That makes sense.
Why is Sedith back there? What? Focus on lance and flying skills. Focus on lance and flying skills. Increase. Well, Mercedes wants to talk to us. Sure.
Do you have a moment, Professor? I need to speak with you. Thank you so much. This is what I wanted to address. This letter from my adoptive father just arrived.
Adoptive father?
Oh, have I not mentioned him? He's the reason I first came to the Officers' Academy. He's also the one who dragged me from the church where I was living, just so he could use my crest.
You don't understand.
My crest does not yet belong to a house, so he plans to use it as leverage to marry into the nobility.
He
He's
sounds
a very
like a
greedy
piece
man
of shit.
who was a roving merchant before adopting me, but now he's in the capital. This letter says that he's finally arranged to marry me off to a wealthy noble. I know he's just thinking of himself, but can't he see that this isn't a priority when we're at war?
My thoughts exactly. Shall we kill him?
I don't know what to do about this proposal.
You accept?
I can't see any way around it, so I fear that I must. I just don't want to let go of the life that I've made for myself. I know it's not what my heart wants, but I don't have the strength to say no.
What does your heart want?
I believe I've mentioned this before, but I want to work in service of the church. Well, I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be the church, but I want to help those in need. If I were to marry a noble, I think it would be difficult to realize that dream.
Why can't you decline? Girl, you can set him on fire.
It's just, I've always allowed myself to follow the whims of those above me. I convinced myself that everything in life was at the will of the goddess. I was blind to reality. I believed it was her will to both pull me from the church and guide me to the Officers' Academy. The decision to enter this war was the first time I acted of my own free will. My adoptive father opposed this decision, but I somehow managed to convince him. Still, I couldn't free myself of him completely. This letter is proof of that. It's not that I'm scared of him, but there is something that worries me.
Severing your ties?
I knew you'd understand, Professor. I've sat down to write a reply several times, but I can't muster up the courage or the words. I was hoping you could provide me with the encouragement I need.
You can't give up on your dreams.
That's a very good point. We're only given one life, so we must do all we can to pursue our happiness. Okay. I think that may have been just the push I was looking for. I'll tell him the truth. That I found a life worth pursuing, and I must decline the proposal. Maybe I should tell him I've fallen for someone else.
Who might that be?
Why, it's you, Professor. Isn't that obvious?
I wouldn't say obvious.
I'm just teasing.
Lies?
Now I'm off to write this letter and stand my ground.
Lies?
Thank you for your encouragement.
A support with Mom. Oh. Well, I guess we're curious to know how Sylvaina's doing. Is there a way to max all weapon skills in this game? For Byleth or for everyone? You can buy skills that you had if you're doing New Game Plus, so I'm guessing that would be the way to do it. Probably the only way to do it if you're trying to max all weapon skills. Man, it would take forever, though. I mean, it's taking forever just to get to an S rank, so... Maxing all skills, that would be rough, especially if you were trying to do it for every character. Oh, Seth was making sure you're... wasn't doing anything untoward. Yeah, that's... I can see that.
Ugh, that hurts. Ah, Professor. Thanks for stopping by.
No. 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 Rue is... He has a lot of energy right now. There's no real point to maxing all skills. Bork. I mean, it's just something you can do. Like, as a goal if you want. Easiest method might be battle grinding with the skill orb, but it would take days at worst. Does the skill orb help that much? I've never actually tried that. I might do that. Just to see. You got her protecting me, Sylvain.
It's not bad. I was even told I'd be cleared for service starting tomorrow. Besides, I got this scar fighting for you. It's almost like a medal or something.
Do you want to kill me?
I certainly meant it when I said it, but when I thought you were going to be killed
Because
for
I'm
real,
pretty
my
sure you
reflexes
said
kicked
that.
in. I reacted without thinking. It doesn't mean I've stopped being jealous of you. But come on, I can't help but look up to you. If I'd had the guts to run away from home, I wonder if I would have cared as little about my crest as you do yours.
You didn't have the courage?
No. But if I thought I could have escaped, I would have tried. I'd leave behind House Gautier, and the life of a nobleman, and anybody who knew I had a crest. Our home is to the very north of the kingdom. Just across the mountains from us is land inhabited by foreigners to Fodlan. It once belonged to Fargus, but now that the kingdom has collapsed, it's only a matter of time until fighting breaks out. Anyway, that land has been contested for centuries, and all that time, it has fallen to House Gautier to protect it. Actually, our Lance of Ruin has been doing most of the protecting.
I remember 5 years ago.
Those were dangerous times. One wrong step, and we would have lost our relic to the church. My father was afraid that the church would try to keep the lance, so he entrusted it to me. If an emergency arose, I was supposed to be called back home. I guess those very situations are why my family values crests so much. Since I bear a crest, my parents made sure I was never left wanting. My older brother didn't have one, and so when I was born, he was pushed aside. You know, he once shoved me in a well. He left me on the mountainside in the middle of winter, too.
Well, that's terrible.
Even as a little kid, I understood why he was like that. My mere existence stole everything from him. I have no right to complain when I am surrounded by people who would give anything to bear a crest, but do not. Now, women smile at me for the same reason my parents adore me, and my brother wanted me dead. And I have to meet them all with a smile and a wink, because I have a crest.
You're wrong.
Yeah, it's late.
You
to
got the
admit
ultimate
it, but I
revenge,
get
so
you.
it's cool. I mean,
it would
he
be
did.
best just to tell them to heap their empty praise
It's true,
elsewhere.
he did.
Anyway, it was pretty unreasonable of me to resent you. I'm really sorry about that. And I want to say thank you, Professor. Seriously, thank you.
What?
Before I met you, I'd gone my whole life not knowing there was another way for me to live. So, from the bottom of my heart, I'm glad we met.
Well, This is happening. It's either class experience or that and base skill experience. Yeah, it might be worth doing then. You're curious to know how Constance is doing. What are we doing?
Another failure! How? Was there an error in my calculations? I had precious few materials as things stood. Where will I get more once these run out?
I'm sorry?
Oh, don't act so rueful. You carried out my directions faithfully. Neither the credit nor the blame ought to be yours. My grand achievement is further away than I had hoped. House Nouvelle's future seems so dim.
Keep trying, you'll get it.
You're correct, of course. I mustn't be discouraged. It is hard to maintain one's patience after 5 years. But in the greater context of the history of House Nouvelle, 5 years is barely worth counting.
That's the spirit.
I have been in a low place indeed to require so much reassurance. And for your reassurance, I am truly grateful. You have spurred me to continue my research. You've been useful to me in many ways, in fact. Research assistant, confidant, test subject. All of this is preparing you well for your greater role to come.
Which is?
My personal attendant. There are few as naturally servile as you in all of Fodlan. When House Nouvelle is at long last restored, we simply must find the proper position for you. Granted, this will be difficult, perhaps even impossible to accept, given your current status. But I rarely let the impossible stop me. I shall see it all done. The restoration of my house, installing you as my servant, and more. Are you ready for the next steps?
I'm glad you've perked up.
Oh, come now. My sulk ended minutes ago. Do keep up. But on the rare occasion that I find myself at a loss, I grant you permission to lift my spirits.
Sure.
I don't know that I care for the hint of resignation in your tone, but no matter. I expect you to do your all for the sake of my house nonetheless.
Okay. Well, that's a thing. She should have 2 A supports. One with indoor Connie and one with outdoor Connie. Oh, I like her glow-up outfit, except for the ascot. I don't like that part, but the rest of it I really like. How's the back of her hair purple, though? I don't think it's the back of her hair. I think most of her hair is purple, except for the top layer, I think is blonde. So it looks like the underside of her hair is purple, but it's actually just a different layer.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's
Professor.
just the top layer that's blonde. You look down.
Do you remember what we talked about before? About doing my best to not do my best? Well, I've been pretty busy recently, and despite my best efforts, I've been trying way too hard. I was busy all day yesterday with training and work. I just couldn't help myself. That's why I decided to take a day off today. It's just, now that I have a day off, I don't know what to do with myself. Please, you have to help me. What should I do?
Have a nap.
I tried that. I couldn't calm
Did
down
we
enough
just
to
fall
fall
asleep?
I'm sorry.
It looked like we
but
were
I don't
sleeping
think
for a
I'm cut
minute.
out for not doing my best. Oh! You're a professor. You must know some secret technique for deep relaxation, right? If you do, please
What does that
teach
have
me.
to do with
I'm begging
being
you.
a professor?
I'm at my wit's end.
Have some sweets.
Got it. I'll try that right now. This candy is so sweet and delicious, and it goes so well with piping hot tea. Ooh, and speaking of the tea, your brewing skills are incredible. I'd love to be able to make such nice tea, but... Oh, Professor, will you teach me how to brew tea like this? I'll do my best to learn, and then I'll make delicious tea for you as thanks.
Is this doing your best?
Oh, sorry. Back to my old tricks, it seems. Oh, why is it so difficult to not do my best? I try and try to not try, but it just doesn't work.
Just be yourself.
Professor? You're right. Doing nothing is just not my style. To be myself, I've got to do my best every day.
That's the spirit.
Okay. Then you really must teach me how to make such delicious tea. You will, won't you? Please. Oh, and also, well, thank you. You've listened to me and helped me face my troubles. Now I feel like I can talk to you about anything. Honestly, I wish we could go on drinking tea like this forever.
A supports happen after the time skip, yeah. But you still have to earn them. They're not automatic.
I'm glad I get to work with you.
Of course, Marianne. You can always count on your old pal Hilda.
Thank you. I'll do my best. That was amazing, Hilda.
Something about you makes me want to put in effort. It's kind of weird.
I'm really getting it, I think.
I've come too far to stop now.
Thank you, Marianne. St. Seiros Day is today. There will be a hymn recital in the cathedral. Sure, let's participate.
It is so much fun to sing with others.
Tra-la-la-la-la, sing out over peaks, ring out over valleys, let my lovely voice echo through the streets and alleys.
Not Constance. Well, that happened. That was a thing, and it happened. I like Hilda's little sprite. Fine.
fast.
Good for you. Aw, cool prince. That sigh when you reach Seiros. Well, you know... F.
Huh? What a relief.
It is Cyril, after all, who is ever excited to see him. I mean, not me. Not me.
Professor?
My.
Maybe we should do the sauna first. We're gonna bring Hilda. Because I need her to level up her skills. Dang it. Well, F. Damn. That one girl who made us deliver the love letter would be ecstatic to see Cyril if she hadn't died horribly 5 years ago. Well, I mean, probably. Probably correct.
Professor? The promise was...
I've grown.
Well.
With the return?
Hi, Eddie. Yeah, no. Oh, there you are.
Really now? There's
Hello.
I hope there's...
Oh, we're getting there. We are getting there. Very slowly. Very slowly. I guess I could have done training with Hanneman. Trying to get through the Trials of Mana demo, and goddamn, the camera's killing me. I have it zoomed out and all, but I want the camera to stay locked behind the character. I've never played that, but a camera can really mess up an experience. I'm assuming there's nothing in options for you to mess with. Alright, who needs motivation? Dorothea, Ingrid, Marianne, Hilda, Flan, Manuela. Okay.
This is.
Ingrid. Really?
Food tastes better when I get to share it with you.
I feel the same. Let's fill up so that we feel good and energized.
Well, that was nice. Marianne and Hilda are too cute. They are. They are. I just wish Hilda was nicer to her. Maybe she is in their later supports, but...
I've eaten many meals in my time, but this is divine.
I appreciate in.
I would be liking that greatly. This is...
Did you get the B support with Yuri and Ingrid? Did I? Yes, I did. Or he makes her food? I think that's their B support. Okay, Dorothea is the only one. How did the foodies not have unique dialogue? Good question. The mini sports, it's true. You know how I roll.
Eating food always fire. The flavor.
Who did the greenhouse?
Professor!
Didn't think so. Well, we did now. The ports tree. I want to be helpful, but I lack the self-confidence to do so. Is it okay for someone like me to be here? Should I leave? What? You're more helpful than you realize, Marianne. At least it's not going to be a barrage of Hilda. Oh, that was rough going through all those Hilda supports. Alright, anything else? Alright. No, okay. Well, I guess that's it. Thanks for the chat. I already scanned Amiibo. That's how I'm getting all this free stuff. I forgot the other Byleth just sits there like a creep. Side note, I want a Dorothea Amiibo. I keep saying if Nintendo starts releasing Amiibo for this game, I am screwed. So, there's that. So we need to get this fish. Oh, also, I need to go to Abyss. Why is this one blue? Is that the one that shows up purple? Amiibo donation goal, I guess. This game will take my money if characters get Amiibo. Well, I'm kind of surprised they haven't yet, to be honest. I mean, I would say that Byleth is probably a given just because of Smash. But... all the Dory. I know. Like, what if they... Oh, purple. Perfect. Is that the one you wanted, bro?
You've done me a great service.
Oh, it was. Well, that was fast. Okay. Did it. Yay. Hooray for me. Okay, so I'm assuming these are just battles then. Like, we've got to go to Abyss to do that. You'd buy Ferdy and Bernie figurines in a heartbeat. I was thinking about the Edelgard figurine. The Figma one. Been thinking about it. Tempting me.
Professor.
Oh, hi, Ingrid.
Apologies for bothering you so late. I just really wanted to speak with you.
I know, Lacius, I remember. You pre-ordered it. I'm happy to listen to you, Ingrid.
Thank you. You see, I've been feeling conflicted about my future. It may seem petty to worry about such things in the middle of a war like this.
I don't think it's petty.
This isn't something I open up about with many people. Feeling such a sense of inner turmoil while a war rages on, and others are fighting with all they have, well, it feels a little selfish. The truth is, I've wanted to be a knight ever since I was a small child. Not just any knight, like one you might find serving within the castle guard, but a true knight, one serving a master. However, my father has always had different plans for me. He wants me to marry, for the benefit of the Galatea family.
You don't have to do what you don't want to do.
Defying my father feels wrong. I've seen how he's struggled over the years. His burden has always been far greater than any I've had to bear myself. While he fed me extravagant meals, he subsisted on meager portions and watered-down soups. He never once complained, even though he must have been starving. Knowing his sacrifices, I've never been able to tell him of my dream of becoming a knight. Although ultimately, I find myself betraying his wishes. Now that I've parted ways with my father, there is nothing to stop me from pursuing my dream. But even if I do become a knight, I feel an unease deep within me. I fear I will never escape this guilt I carry, that I have shunned my duty as a noble.
Sometimes there's no avoiding such complications.
Yes, I know. All I can do is accept this inner turmoil.
Or work through it, I mean.
Even with the academy days
I must
long
just
behind us,
accept my
I'm
unhappiness.
Still a professor, through and through. Always listening to others' troubles, and offering up your wisdom. I really am grateful for all that you do for us, Professor. I hope you'll always be here as a guide to everyone. I know I myself would appreciate that deeply.
Happy and Balthus figures. See, I would probably just get all of them. Which is why it would be a problem. And then I would essentially have my own Fire Emblem chessboard.
Professor, please do not be concerned. I just did too much overworking and lost my strength.
Are you okay?
Yes, I have no problems. Accept my apology for giving you worry. I have sorrow. I am sorry to be fainting at a time like this. Even though I was not asking for your care and attention, you gave it willingly.
You gotta stop pushing yourself too hard.
Will you have a listen to me? There is something that I must be saying. I am thinking you already have knowledge of why I came to Fodlan. Not for studying, but as a hostage for the Empire. So that Bridget would not be rebelling anymore. It feels like a knife against my throat. That I am making my grandfather obey the Empire. If I were running away from the Empire, then Bridget would be defeated. I am not having any options. To be living, I must be fighting to win. For Bridget to be living, the Empire needs to be crushed. So I must be crushing the Empire. That is what my people are wanting from me, and what my grandfather, the King of Bridget, is wanting.
What do you want?
My want? I am not knowing of that. The wants of my people are something I have power to achieve. Their wants are my own.
Only you can know what you want.
What I really want... I have understanding. Wait, no, I actually do not have understanding. Yet. What I am understanding is that there is something I am not understanding. When I know what my true want is, I give you my promise that I will be telling you first.
Well, thank you, Petra.
Oh, what?
Goodness.
Huh?
Aw. Okay, we need to go to Abyss before I forget. I feel that way for a lot of characters, that they just stop at a B support when they could go further. Right, here's this thing. List of rare books. What could they contain? Am I gonna have to actually take this back to this person? I mean, it kind of seems like... Ah. Okay. Do I need to give this to them before I can read stuff? I mean, I guess I could do that. Why do I have to walk to you? Everybody else just knows when I do the quest. They just have a sense. Like my quest, it has been completed. A few of these things you can read are pretty interesting, some are junk. All of them are vague as hell. F. Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am. There you are.
My savior, thank you.
At least the junk is funny. I mean, sometimes your junk is just funny. Sometimes you just got funny junk. You know what I mean? You can't see her if she can't see you with that veil. It's science.
Whoa.
That's how science works. Alright, let's see what this stuff is. Letter to a mysterious noble. My beloved, you are right. It seems he would not hesitate to divide the house. What's more, I hear he's considering taking half of the territory and joining the kingdom. I can't believe he would even consider dragging another region into this, not to mention stirring up trouble over his inheritance at a time when the Alliance desperately needs to unite. He's clearly out of his mind. Though he bears a major crest, and you a minor crest, your father was wise in his attempt to declare you his heir. As it were, I can't help but wonder what your intentions with me are. I am drowning in letters proposing marriage to that beast. He may share your face, but the resemblance ends there. I refuse to marry such a foul creature. If you don't come to me soon, I am going to you. Don't forget that my father's blessing could be revoked at any moment. I will depart Deirdre at the end of the lone moon. You had better be prepared for my arrival. I wish to marry you beneath the garland moon. Why? Well, I am a woman after all, and even I harbor dreams of being a garland bride. Understood? Great. Make it so. Claudia, second daughter of House Regan. Claudia? Is there some relation to Claude here? Also, he may share your face. What does that mean? Like it's a twin situation? I don't know enough about Claude for this to make complete sense to me, but I'm assuming it has to do with Claude. In some way. Because, I mean, House Regan, so... An antiquated note. A scrap of paper is stuck between the pages of a book. It appears to be incredibly old. Moose meat. Albinian moose is preferable. If unavailable, beef or horse meat may be substituted. Oh god. Though the dish's unique flavor will be somewhat altered. Goddess messenger. Be sure to skin, gut, and clean the fish before use. Xanadu treasure fruit. While difficult to obtain, it is well worth the effort. If necessary, boa fruit may be substituted. Seasoning and spices. Adrestian rock salt, herbs of Fargus, and honey of Leicester are strongly recommended. And this is a special dish prepared for the new emperor at ceremonies. Though its ingredients are extremely rare, making it rather expensive, chefs must restrain themselves from sneaking bites during preparation. Well, I'm glad we found that recipe. If any of you guys want to screenshot that and try that at home, for those of you, who are really into cooking, feel free to do so. I think that's his mother. His mother's name was Tiana, though. At least that's what he said in his support with Balthus. Isn't horse meat indigestible for humans? I have never eaten a horse, so I couldn't tell you. You think it's Claude's mom writing to his dad? Yeah, his mom's name was Tiana, at least according to the support with Balthus. It could still have something to do with his family, though. The Feast of Decadence, the 7th song. Banquet celebrating the marriage of the young Emperor Lycaon III continued until the full moon waned to a half moon. The waitstaff scurried about the castle, refilling golden glasses. All present savored the taste of fine Bacchus from Bormus, as well as the screams of the northern swordsmen as they were torn apart by wild beasts during the countless dishes on the banquet tables were each overflowing with spectacular offerings. Treats themed after the four saints graced massive platters, just waiting for our greedy fingers to snatch them up. In honor of Saint Keyhole, guardian of the land, prime grand or wheat was used to bake endless loaves of delectable bread. In honor of Saint Sethlene, savory fish was presented. You can't see it, but I'm giving the camera a look. A dish she is believed to have loved. When the clown dressed as Saint Seiros? What? Decapitated the criminal dressed as Nemesis with a single swing. The spectators cheered with unbridled enthusiasm. A young man staring at Emperor Wilhelm as he caught the saint and pulled her into a close embrace suddenly beckoned me. He pressed his lips to my ear and whispered sweet nothings, mirroring Emperor Wilhelm and Saint Seiros upon the stage. Was Seiros and Wilhelm getting it on? Is that what this is saying? These are questions I have. I just think it's hilarious to think of Seiros dressed as a clown. Or a clown dressed as Seiros, but you know what I mean. The date of removal and Seteth's signature follow. It appears to be a novel set in the Adrestian Empire. It has sustained great damage, so nothing else is legible. That's so fucking funny. Seth is like, this is inappropriate. So funny. Words of love. Okay. Table of contents. How to compliment a lover. The art of seduction. The myth of true love's singularity. Gifting St. Seth Lean's love garden. Garland. Not garden. Garland. Alone time and greeting the dawn. The date of the date of removal and Seth's signature follow. It seems this was briefly part of the monastery's library, but all pages are missing, save the table of contents. Seth is not about that. That's so fucking funny. Manuela needs this. She does. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read these with Kat. Burnt remnants of a report. Burned pages that resemble a report of some sort. A few passages survived the fire and are still legible. Item 18, Part 5. The Fargus Rebellion. I harbor doubts about the army Luke has raised. It always comes back to Luke, goddammit. How did he recruit soldiers without raising suspicions in the Empire? How did he acquire those mysterious weapons, so like heroes' relics? What is the true identity of Pan? Luke! The tactician rumored to have been integral to Luke's victories, and those who slither in the dark. Interesting. Interesting. Item 22, Part 2. The Shadowed Order of the Knights of Seiros believe that King Klaus I of Fargus was assassinated. Everyone believes that his will, which demands the territory he divided among the three princes and fails to name a successor, is a fake. The purpose was likely to involve the Leicester region and display a greater military force than the Empire. Item 51, Part 6. Son of the Alliance's leader, Duke Oswald Regan, has died in an accident. This follows an incident involving the previous successor, and even the Knights of Seiros suspect it was at Count Gloucester's command, though it seems too conspicuous. As in Lorenzo's father? There's some concern that this could spark a war. With Duke Regan gravely ill, the situation is ... Excuse me? Are we to believe that Lorenzo's father killed someone in Claude's family? Perhaps. I mean, didn't we already establish that it was his fault that Raphael's parents were killed? At least it's implied. Yeah, I mean, it does kind of imply it, the paralogue a little bit. But that's more... or less subtle. Have you seen the Alliance? Those fuddy-duddies will fight over a chicken wing. I think it was mentioned in Raphael and Ignat's supports too. I think I've only gotten one or two of those. Encyclopedia of Fodlan's Insects. This book's title does not match its contents, suggesting a false cover. It seems to be a catalog of some kind. Distance viewer based on glasses. By combining glass lenses, one can view great distances with enhanced clarity. Crafting such a tool was forbidden by decree of the Archbishop for the following reasons. The ease of locating enemy camps would escalate wartime violence. It would be too easy to snipe from afar. It would lessen the mystery of the goddess who watches from above. Distance viewer? Like, what, binoculars? Is that what you're saying? Flammable black water? A sticky black liquid was discovered in northern Fargus. It burns fiercely and emits a highly toxic gas. The use of this wicked substance was forbidden by decree of the Archbishop for the following reasons. Misuse could result in accidental death. It could be used tactically by those lacking magical ability. Competition for it could cause strife. Human autopsies, especially involving head or chest incisions. Though it is widely believed that this is medically relevant, Such actions upon a corpse are considered desecration of the dead. Since white magic can be used to a similar end, autopsies were deemed taboo. A notable cardinal asserted that if medical science were to extend over faith-based white magic, it would destabilize the foundation of the church. Huh. So, Rhea is not allowing for autopsies, which is interesting. Check page 4. Oh, I must have accidentally skipped over page 4. Metal mold printing machine. Though initially lauded as a practical replacement for woodblock printing, after careful consideration, the Archbishop deemed it taboo for many reasons, particularly the following: risk of mass circulation of misinformation and malevolent rumors. It is useless to illiterate commoners. Risk of intensifying disparity between church branches. So Rhea is essentially keeping... Yeah. She essentially banned the printing press so that it's harder to distribute information. I mean, that's fucking sketch, Rhea. I'm just saying. Romance of the World's Perdition? In the land of Thinis, where the old gods are said to live, the false god has awakened. Its looming heteromorphic vessel was resurrected to sink the world to the depths of the ocean. It will bring extinction to all children of men and salvation to all beasts of the land, sky, and sea. For the children of the men who spilled too much of the blood of life, it promises only cruel retribution. The false god must be defeated before the world sinks into a watery grave. To this end, the children of men have erected pillars of light upon the land. Thinis, Malum, Septon, and Lilium were utterly destroyed. Those lands have vanished from this world, yet even still the false god stands, and soon a flood, aptly named Despair, will drown this world. The children of men fled to the depths of the earth, beyond the sight of the false god, beyond the embrace of the sacred sun, and beyond the reach of the waters of despair. They swore a fervent oath of revenge against the surface world ruled by beasts, and against their tormentor, the false god. Are these supposed to be those who slither in the dark? Maybe. I would imagine that they would call the progenitor god the false god, but I could be wrong. That's just my thought. I didn't think Rhea could be any shittier. Well, the other god stuff is fascinating to me. It seems like Sothis wasn't the only god way back before Seiros and Nemesis. Yeah, maybe. But I'm assuming that's those who slither in the dark saying that Sothis is a false god. So, like, there isn't even any attempt to make her seem to even plausibly have any good motives, like, at all? No. Keep people dumb and uninformed. Not sketch, Rhea. I kind of wonder if... and I mean, this is just me speculating. I could be wrong, but I kind of wonder if there's any kind of law against commoners learning how to read. I mean, I guess we do have commoners who are literate in the school, but I wonder if... I mean, I guess, you know, limiting information, and without the printing press, I guess it would be easier to keep everybody illiterate without actually having a law, but... And yet there are hundreds of books in the libraries despite banning the printing press. I guess somebody's writing them by hand. the truth of the hero's relics. Okay, well, this is Mad Libs, apparently. I, a priest of blank, the findings of my investigation blank. When a crest stone was removed while its relic was being wielded by blank, all movement within the relic ceased. When the stone was returned, the relic once again blank. It is beyond question that crest stones supply their associated relic with some power of some kind, and the impetus of said power is clearly related to the crests that contain the crests that certain humans possess. Based on the composition of blank, it can be surmised that blank, likely a massive creature akin to a wyvern, so a dragon. However, blank's strength is beyond compare to that of wyvern bones. They are more durable than all materials other than crucible steel, making them ideal for crafting weaponry, and absolutely blank, inhabiting blank, difficult to conceive, but one theory blank. Is it possible that blank, the goddesses blank, have potentially ... Okay, so something about dragons. Bones. Dragon bones? Are very tough, apparently. Pretty much almost as tough as crucible steel. Okay, heroes' relics have been found that are not linked to the 10 elites. Blank, the 10 elites, blank. Could it be the others were gifted this power by the goddess as well? Perhaps the disturbing blank, that the relics were not gifts from the goddess. Blank. Additionally, blank. The same crest stones, blank. Many of my hypotheses, blank. I am desperate to find the truth of it all. Hanneman, is that you? The time has come. I must discard blank. I dare say the goddess would not wish for me to learn more than I already have. The pages are old and worn, so most of the text is illegible. Well, fuck. Of course it is. F. There's a lot redacted here. It's true. Thanks for giving us no info, priest of ... Fragments of a forgotten memoir. Alel Forest. It has been several months since King Nemesis was defeated, and the tides of war have turned from bad to worse. I received news that my friend Daphnel has fallen as well. As in House Daphnel. I think they also have a crest, so that might be one of the 10 elites, maybe? Those zealots are after our heads and those of our leaders. All that is left for us is to disappear into the muddy waters Seiros has created. My long life may soon come to an end. Itha Plains. I somehow escaped with my life, but I fear the end is near. Most of my clan has already surrendered to the Empire. To my surprise, I am told their safety was guaranteed. I, however, am a different matter. My life, along with my sacred weapon, will unquestionably be forfeit. My dear son and daughter, I hope you can forgive me one day. Why does Seiros despise us so? What did King Nemesis do to incur such unyielding wrath? Perhaps it was a mistake to accept his offer. In any case, that is all in the distant past now. Blank, and before this body falls to ash, the evil ... The paper is so tattered, the rest is illegible. Mysteries of the Calendar? Volume 2? Much time has passed since the imperial calendar was adopted. In the prior calendar, the year began with what we now call the Guardian Moon and ended with the Ethereal Moon. Back then, the 12 lunar phases were exclusively referred to as months. They came to be known as moons with our current calendar system. So you had it the way we know it, and then you changed it because reasons. Though the prior names of the months are lost, it is known that Guardian Moon was often shortened to the number 1, Pegasus Moon to the number 2, and so on until Ethereal Moon, the 12th and final month. Though inelegant, this was a practical system that apparently served the people of the time as well. There is no way of knowing when the old calendar was created. Any attempt to trace its origins leads only to the era of the gods and more unanswered questions. All we know for certain is that the calendar has existed for a nearly incomprehensible length of time. To change a civilization's calendar would inevitably cause great confusion and unrest. Why then did Emperor Wilhelm, the first leader of Adrestia, choose to abandon the original calendar in favor of the imperial calendar? Historians have identified several possible reasons for such a drastic measure. 1. The influence of the Church of Seiros. The names of the imperial calendar's moons and the associated lore behind them are intimately related to the tenets and saints of the Church of Seiros. It is highly probable that basing the new calendar on the teachings of Seiros was Emperor Wilhelm's attempt to spread those beliefs on a much wider scale and help legitimize the church. If this is the case, it is further proof that the Adrestian Empire has close ties to the Church of Seiros from the very moment of its inception. Well, not anymore. Alternatively, it has been posited that the goddess herself wished to change the calendar and voiced this desire through the prophet Seiros. This would mean that Emperor Wilhelm simply implemented the change rather than originating it. Was there something going on between Seiros and Wilhelm? I have questions. And I'm pretty sure Wilhelm is Hresvelg. So. And doesn't Edelgard have Seiros' crest? Which would have been inherited from Wilhelm, technically. Just saying. Anyway. Asserting authority. Calendars represent the flow of time, and so creating a new one is akin to claiming dominion over time itself. Shortly after its founding, the Empire used its influence to establish a new calendar and retroactively proclaim its founding year as year one. Amid the unification of Fodlan, this move increased imperial authority and heralded the start of a new era. Well, that was a fun story about calendars. Did we read all of them? I think we did. The story is that Rey gave him her blood, just like how Dad also has a major crest. That's kind of what I was thinking. That that's how he got the crest. But was there something going on? We need to know. Rhea, spill the tea. I mean, she's gone, but like, still, spill the tea, Rhea. Even if you're not here. That's all of them. Okay. You think Emperor Wilhelm has a distinct scream? Oh my god. What the fuck did Nemesis do? Well, he did some stuff. Yeah, Daphne is Ingrid's ancestor, I think. It would seem the church has a lot of dark secrets. It does, in fact. Time to chat with the mole kids if you haven't already. I think I have. Yeah, we already have this month. Okay. I think that's it. Round table. Hilda. You must learn to fly, Hilda.
I didn't even know I cared this much.
Wow. Good grief, Hilda.
That was enlightening.
Was it? Was it good for you, Sedith? offered.
Seems simple enough.
Okay. Where's Happy? Happy, you need more authority. And I know you hate it, but you need it.
This'll come in handy.
She's so freaking cute.
Wow. I'm really getting it, I think.
Thanks for your
I managed to get it.
Good job, Marianne.
Now to apply this knowledge. Oh,
so much more
I'll
confident
get the next
now.
one too.
Real quick.
Professor.
No. Is there any point in increasing like flying skills after they've gotten a high enough rank for a class? Like, do you get anything if you keep increasing like flying skills or riding skills? It's Happy's birthday. Just a few skills, like abilities. I was just wondering because I was thinking of maybe prioritizing magic instead, simply because you get new spells, which might be more useful. You get some extra abilities when S rank. All right. Happy likes cinnamon blend, Dagda fruit blend, and 4 spice blend. I have 4 spice and then I have 1 Dagda fruit blend. Okay.
Thanks for the invite. Just as a heads up, I don't know the first thing about tea. Wow, that smells good. Did you pick this out just for me?
Alert stance for flying and movement +1 for horses. Alert stance can be upgraded at 8+. Okay, so it might be better to focus on magic then, because you actually get more spells.
Thanks. I could go for a snack. Yep. Nice.
Exploring the monastery.
Yep.
Gifts you'd like to receive?
What?
Favorite sweets.
Nice.
There's a
I
little
saw you
blush
playing with
there.
a cat earlier. How did you manage that? Cats always run away from me.
She looks so mad about it. Laugh, chat. Oh, chat was the right answer. Okay. Perfect tea time.
What? Do I have bedhead?
You don't. You have perfectly tousled hair.
I know. I'm buff as heck. What of it? What? Do I have bedhead? Yep.
I'm buff as heck. Alright, what does happy like? Do any of you guys know? Magic does have an S spell, I believe. Could be wrong. Magic increases range by 1 at S. You'd probably like this.
For me? Yep.
And she did. I don't know what else she would like, though.
For me? That was way more fun than I expected. Let's have tea again soon. Next time, more snacks.
I gave you 2 extra snacks, ma'am.
That was amazing, Hilda.
Something about you makes me want to put in effort. It's kind of weird.
You know what? You A+'s.
It's starting to feel like a part of me. I'm starting to get it. How best to use this skill? This'll help keep me alive.
Alright, I'm gonna change Marianne's goals back. Alright, let's see if we can make sure that my flyers have battalions. I have Seiros Pegasus Co., which I'm sure Happy would love to have. Marianne can have them. Okay, so Ingrid and Happy. Oh, and Caspar needs one too. Okay. They really not have any more. Well? Oh, that's just for Caspar. His authority is too low. Okay, so I need to work on that for him. Here's Ingrid.
Great to meet you.
Okay. Empire Pegasus go?
We'll do our best.
And Eva the kitty. Okay, so now we just need to get Caspar. Up there. His authority skill.
Huh?
So we can give him a battalion and then we're good. Nobles must never lose their composure. We must always exude an aura of grace. That said, is it necessary for us to be graceful on the battlefield as well? You must maintain your grace at all times. In battle, survival is all that matters. Virtuousness is more important than grace. I don't know what Ferd wants to hear. What do you want from me? Your question is silly.
Professor!
That was too much elegant talk, Ferdinand.
Right.
Ferdinand, solve your own problems. I don't have time. Does it look like I have time? Because I don't. Because I don't. Oh, I should go to the sauna first. Sauna.
Professor?
Please move. Your pupper's asleep working? Mine does that sometimes. Hey. Five years later, that woman is still so red. It's true. It's true. Really? Nothing? Oh. Well, okay. Alright, me. You at least gave me a shield. But I mean, come on. Hexlock is good. It's heavy though, isn't it? I think I've given one to Balthus and maybe Raphael. Gives resistance. Well, someone's having a good time. Use them on your wyvern lords. Not a bad idea. Yeah, Pegasus Knights are or resist magic, right?
With the return of
But
its
wyverns
knights,
are weak
Garrett
to
Mach
it.
is finally coming back to life. The tr-
What about dark flyers?
Ma?
Just learned I can't access the place for my amiibo on my Blue Lions New Game Plus run because it's the run with my first time use of an amiibo. Now I have to wait until my church run to enter. Oh, that sucks, DJM. Okay, I figured, I just wasn't sure.
I am.
Professor.
It's Sweet Tooth Week. Look at that. Well. They are cute, Geneva the kitty. Agreed. As you should, DJ. As you should.
This is
the
Food tastes better when I get to share it with you. I feel the same. Let's fill up so that we feel good and energized.
Bird, Dorothea, Sylvain, Annette. It is, agreed, Geneva.
Delicious! After a scrumptious meal like that, I feel that I can really seize the day.
This is...
I've eaten many meals.
I never had an amiibo until recently. That makes my scan the first time ever, regardless if on a New Game Plus file. Oh, that sucks. I thought if you scanned it and you were doing New Game Plus, it would give you access. Well, that's unfortunate, DJM.
This is so...
Alright, whose support is that? Whose support is over here? Is it happy?
Professor.
Oh. It's Zeta. Alright. Now is a great time.
May I discuss something with you?
Yes.
I promised to help you find the truth of who you are, but I'm afraid it's not that simple. There are some details I have kept concealed.
What details?
5 years ago, before she vanished, I asked Rhea some pointed questions. I learned that she knows everything about you. No, that is understating it. Rhea is responsible for your existence.
What do you mean?
I could explain to you here and now what fragments of knowledge I was able to pry from Rhea. I fear, however, that a partial understanding might do you more harm than good. Once we save Rhea, you will know the whole of it. For now,
and if
that
she's
is all
dead?
I can tell you. ... If you are still uncertain about your feelings, then permit me to add one more thing. You, Rhea, and I, we are like family. Because of those deep ties, you can be certain that I will never abandon or betray you. On the contrary, I greatly wish to see what your future holds. I am, and will always be, your ally.
Even family members can turn on each other.
You are not wrong. History is full of examples. I don't believe that will be the case here, but I suppose all I can do is ask for your trust. The truth is, you have become indispensable to me. And that is true quite independently of whether I see eye to eye with Rhea, or even whether we are friends. After this war is over, where I go and what I do will depend wholly on you.
What does that mean?
I am still trying to figure that out myself. Perhaps it is just that I find you so fascinating that I cannot bring myself to leave your side. I dislike a one-sided conversation, but in this case, I am afraid I had no choice. Our future is yours to determine.
This would be so much cuter if I was playing as me and not Scum. You know? This is why. This is why.
That... I'll get it.
That was precious on the wrong run. It's true. Very true.
Oh, I'll get the next one too.
Of course you will, Marianne.
That was nice. I think I've got the idea.
Naturally. Did you expect anything less? Let's not exaggerate. That...
Hey, Andy. We'll switch those and cast bar focus on flying. He should also focus on lance. Okay.
Professor.
You spent hella money today? New necklace and ordered a Zatanna bust. Well, you know, treat yourself. You're curious to know how Bernadette is doing. Let's go for a visit.
I can't believe how long it's been since I left home. Since I was dragged out of the house, I mean. 5 whole years. It's weird to think about.
Weird in what way?
At first, I remember I was desperate to go back, but now it's the opposite. I have friends here, and I have you. The monastery's become a second home to me. Back then, I never would have dreamed a day like this would come.
I'm happy for you.
It's all thanks to you. You've given me a second chance at life. If not for you, I never would have gotten used to leaving my room, let alone the monastery. Maybe the battlefields just dulled my senses. I'm much better with strangers and new places now, though. I don't panic nearly as much as before.
Could you go somewhere new by yourself?
A new place? All on my own? That sounds like a tough assignment. Where did this come from all of a sudden? Hey, hold on. You're teasing me, aren't you? Please don't joke around like that anymore. It's torture for me.
All right.
You're still not taking me seriously. I mean it. Promise me you won't do that again. Friends respect each other's feelings, don't they?
Okay. I
Good.
promise.
I'll hold you to that. You're absolutely not allowed to send me out anywhere on my own. Got it? You would need to come with me. If you're with me, I can go anywhere in the world.
I'll follow at a distance.
this. Why can't you get what I'm saying? I thought we were finally getting close. Guess I'm not good enough for that, though, am I? I'll let you have this one.
Rude.
But you better be ready for next time. That was amazing, Hilda.
Something about you makes me want to put in effort. It's kind of weird.
I'm glad I'm getting better.
Perhaps I'll expand the scope of my research.
Seems my practice has paid off.
Has it, Alois? Okay. Well, that's a few. That's a few. But I think I am actually done for tonight.